the purpose of the interview, please could you introduce yourself, your organisation and your role within that organisation?
I am Dr. Florence Renou-Wilson from UCD, University College Dublin, School of Biology and Environmental Science. I have been a researcher actually in UCD for nearly 30 years now, and I've been lecturing for 25 years, mostly around environmental sciences, and then lately, even more recently, more a sort of multidisciplinary aspect, looking at co-production of research around peatlands.
As I would say the leading researcher in Ireland around that co-production of research for communities, what initiatives have you been involved with or particularly proud of that exemplify the role of policy engagement with your research?
I think the most striking example would be the National Peatland Strategy. We need to remember we have had 30 years of wanting to make sure we protect disappearing threatened habitats such as peatlands. So there was very few left intact peatlands in Europe back then, and they were actually immediately put on the list of priority habitats, meaning they really need to be protected and so on and so forth. So the objective of the Habitats Directive was to designate the peatlands in view to stop further damage. But the derogation about domestic turf cutting allowed to continue, unfortunately, the degradation. And we move forward now to the period of ending the derogation, which was 2010. And then basically the whole peatland banning turf cutting came to the public attention. So the media and some very key players, and that's very important in the whole story, vocal organization like the Turf Cutters Association. This meant that peatlands were deemed, I suppose, worthy of political action. And that's where they did something that was unique and actually very good, was establish the Peatlands Council. The Peatlands Council actually is a government agency, but we brought together loads of stakeholders. So not only the government departments, but agencies such as Bornemona, Quilcher, EPA and PWS, and then environmental NGOs like the Irish Peatland Conservation Council, then scientific advisors, and then the Turf Cutters Association was also invited. Now, they unfortunately walked out, but that didn't stop the Peatlands Council to pursue this issue, because there was only one way out. We needed to talk and discuss, and talked and discussed we did for many months until we realized we needed to agree on the first National Peatland Strategy. And that's where all together, using the Bogland Report as the backbone, the Peatland Strategy was born and agreed by all the stakeholders. But that would be an example, I think, of policy engagement that I think, I would like to replicate in other areas.
Fantastic. Flo, thank you so much for your time.